We're going to go to that reprieve for Jodi Arias. Her death penalty retrial ended with a hung jury for the second time. That means she will not get the death penalty. ABC's Ryan Owens takes us inside the jury room where one holdout may have saved Arias' life.
All rise for the jury.
Jodi Arias will almost certainly die in prison, but this morning you might also say she's very lucky.
Right at this time, the court is declaring a mistrial.
The convicted killer hugged her attorney after avoiding Arizona death row by a single vote. 11 jurors thought she should die. One holdout would not budge.
Devastating.
Knots in the stomach.
We feel like we failed.
Those 11 jurors spoke to the media, audio only.
The 11 of us strive for justice for Travis, but to no avail. We absolutely feel the penalty should have been death.
So did the family of Arias' victim, businessman Travis Alexander.
The real justice will be in the afterlife when Jodi burns in hell.
It's been nearly 7 years since Arias repeatedly stabbed him, slit his throat, and shot him in the head in his Mesa, Arizona home. The other jurors say over the 5 days of deliberations, the holdout would barely talk to them and seemed to have an agenda. They say she kept saying she felt they just wanted revenge. At one point, the jurors say they even alerted the judge to see if she could be replaced by an alternate juror. The judge refused.
I feel that the one holdout had her mind made up from the beginning.
We are hung. Are unable to come to a unanimous decision.
2 hung juries and millions of taxpayer dollars later, a death sentence is now off the table for Jodi Arias. But this sensational saga isn't over just yet. Next month, the judge will sentence the femme fatale to life in prison or life with the possibility of release after 25 years. For Good Morning America, Ryan Owens, ABC News, Dallas.
Okay, let's talk to Dan Abrams about all this. Boy, you hear those 11 jurors, you get a feel for what the pressure must have been like inside that jury room.
It sounds like it was very frustrating for them. But let's also remember that the holdout is allowed to be a holdout, right? She's allowed to come in there, feel strongly after listening to all the evidence, and then not come over to their side. Now, what she's not allowed to do is come in there with a preconceived opinion that she could never impose the death penalty. And the jurors actually asked her about that in the jury room, asking her multiple times, are you saying that you could never impose the death penalty? And she said, no, I could. And then they proposed possible scenarios, and none of them, they said, fit the bill.
Isn't that the first question asked before someone's picked for a jury like this?
Absolutely. To get on a jury like this, you have to have said in jury selection, I could impose the death penalty in a particular case.
Now, the judge said he would not take her off the jury. Was that ever conceivable?
No, because look, I understand that the jurors were frustrated, right? They want someone who their position would be she wouldn't deliberate with us, right? You know, the other way to look at it is she wouldn't agree with us. She wouldn't come over to our side. Judges have to be incredibly careful about removing a juror from the case because that juror isn't getting along or isn't agreeing. It's very, very unusual that a judge would ever agree to remove a juror in a case like that. There would have to be misconduct on the part of the judge, and simply saying that this juror is not deliberating with us enough is not nearly enough.
Now, you thought this whole trial was a waste of state resources.
Enormous waste of resources.
Surprised that 11 jurors?
I mean, a little surprised because I think that Jodi Arias actually had a stronger defense this time around. But look, no matter what the outcome here, I still would have said that I thought that this was a waste of time and resources, etc., and money. But this hung jury makes it even more so.
Okay. Dan Abrams, thanks very much.